dear ones, it's Hannah. So, I have more information to share with you today from a Beyond Quantum Healing swap that I did with my dear friend and fellow practitioner, Angie Dollar of Arizona. This is the second to last segment from this session. It was so packed full of good information, which is why I'm sharing so much of it. This has to do with the coronavirus, the new earth, twin flames, and some different facets of why we choose to be embodied. So enjoy.
She mentioned, I think a lot of people are probably thinking about this of, is money going to go away, or normal, what we consider normal jobs going to go away because of people being stuck inside with this virus? But what's going to happen as far as income, work, money for maybe not only Hannah, but other people in the world?
This is a time of great transition, and much has already shifted for many. Many of the people that Hannah knows are still working, and that may continue for a while, but ultimately we see a much greater shift happening where the way that people do work and engage with work and exchange energy for that in the form of money will shift greatly in the time to come.
Did we know coming in here that these twin flame relationships would be so difficult, or have we also had some external influence from deep state and other negative potentials that have interfered?
You knew that they would be this difficult, but you forgot.
So is the difficulties, is that the thing that's actually helped our soul growth?
Yes. Not that growth only can come from challenge, but it is common to see a greater level of growth through challenge than when someone is in a purely joyful state all the time. The contrast of your third dimensional world is what provides this level of soul growth, as well as the level of emotional experience and attachment and challenge, which is often what promotes the soul growth.
Let me see if you can clarify a vision I had, which is the way I see twin flames for myself and for clients. Is I see this stream of love. That's the twin flames, and off to the side I see all these triggers. And if you're strong enough, which we're strong, twin flames are strong in this physical body, and of course on higher realms. If you're strong enough to navigate the triggers, to endure the triggers, then it seems like the triggers become less and less, and that stream of love opens up more and more as you ascend up to connect to the highest part of yourself, and ascend up to connect with source, ascend up to the higher new earth, or to the fifth dimensional state and above. Is that how it works? The triggers get to be less and less. The triggers get to be somewhat softer, and the love expands to a higher state. And it's not just externally with you and your twin flame, but it's your own inner love and your own inner understanding expands up. Is that like a good explanation of it?
Yes, we would add that when individuals have been willing to look inward and do a lot of work on themselves, it tends to make it easier for them to navigate those triggers. And so that is why people also hear that when twin flames have done the work on themselves, they are more likely to have a vibrant, loving, successful relationship than when they have not, or when one has not.
So do these kind of sessions, or meditate, or energy healing, or reading, or journaling, just any way that feels right for you to work on yourself. Is that correct, or anything else to add?
That is exactly right.
Is New Earth a different place, or is it this place we create here on this earth in this physical body still?
It's both, really. What she's referring to as New Earth, it's a place you'll be within this physical body without having to die in between. And it is on this earth, but it is not this earth. It's really a transition. This earth is in the process of transitioning into a higher vibrational plane of existence. And the things that you create on this physical earth will be creations that sustain onto the new earth. But the new earth looks and feels and is different than where you are currently. This is a concept that's hard for humans to wrap their brains around, but in the same way that every day when you wake up, the earth that you're on is slightly different than the one that you saw the previous day, things shift and you don't necessarily realize it. But when you look back, you realize, oh, so much has changed since then, or wow, you've gotten really tall over this last 3 months, but you didn't notice it day to day. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And you said we'll still be in the physical bodies, but will our physical bodies look different or feel different?
Yes, both. Your physical bodies will become much lighter. And we don't mean everyone will lose much weight, although that will happen as well. But you'll be holding much more light. You will be at a place where you will be able to manifest more fluidly, easily, quickly, and because of that, you will have created different bodies that resonate and flow for each of you more in alignment with who you really are inside. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Will some of us look more like some people, some humans here feel like they're from a different star system, a different planet? Will they look more like where they came from, or what? Can you explain more?
Some will choose that, not all. Some will take on characteristics from their star family's race. Some will choose to be living with their star family on a different plane of existence. Not all will transition to the new earth the way that you envision people transitioning to new earth. There will be a time when people are able to choose within their physical bodies to ascend beyond the fifth dimension as well, and there will be all sorts on the new earth and on other planes of existence as well. There will be a lot more fluidity between and communication between your race and other extraterrestrial races, as you call them.
So you said it's an idea of what we choose. So we actually will feel more control over our physical body, how we look and how we feel.
Yes, however, it at that time there's significantly less importance put on how people look, and it more of a tendency for people to look the way that they feel rather than to look a certain way for vanity or attention or whatever uh, causes that interest. There, of course, will still be a level of creativity that goes into the process and joy, but it's less something that people will seek, and more the way that they look will tend to be a reflection of their true self.
And in this higher level of existence, there'll be no more ego, or there'll be a lot less ego?
There's still ego as in the sense of self, but there's simultaneously the sense of unity and connection with all. The sense of self is preserved to an extent because you still maintain individual bodies and interests and choices, but there is not the heaviness of ego that so many experience as their conscious mind and the negativistic thinking that the conscious mind can often convey.
This higher level, the fear and judgment, those negative things such as that will be gone.
Yes, most people will have transcended them. It's not that they are not possible, but they will have grown beyond them, so to speak. They're not such a concern, and they don't take up residence. For people that still find that that they're in that state, often they will not be resonating at the same vibrational level that's required to stay on that earth, and they will either choose to evolve or grow or ascend, if you will, or to join another earth where they can play in that experience.
She said, do we really have to do all the work ourselves and not be rescued?
They're saying, yes, you really have to do all the work yourself. You didn't come here on earth to be rescued, even though we do know and understand that it can be exhausting and it feels unrelenting sometimes. Life in the body and the experiences you navigate. But remember, these are all things you chose. Remember that they're all gifts, that all things, but especially the challenges are gifts that are crafted so carefully, specifically for you, in order to give you opportunities to expand. And that is why you chose to come at this time, was to experience this greatest soul expansion and transcending of all of these things you find challenging. And to wish it away is naive, in the same way that when you are an adult, it's easier to see the broader scope or bigger perspective than it was when you were a child. Likewise, from our perspective, or when you are out of the body between lives, it's easier to see this experience from a higher perspective, and you would never wish to wish it away, because it's an enormous gift to be where you are at this time on your planet during this time of great shift and challenge. And just remember that you are in just the right place at just the right time always. And it's a huge gift. It's something you've been working towards for thousands and hundreds of thousands of lifetimes in many cases.
So I hope that was helpful for you. I have one more part that will come out next week. My name is Hannah Fogg. I am a Beyond Quantum Healing practitioner in the state of Maine in the United States, and I get to see clients all over the world through the internet, and I am so blessed to be able to do this work. I love it so much. This time especially, so much powerful information is coming through for people, and more people are awakening and turning on and realizing that there's a much greater and deeper truths to existence. And so if you have any interest in exploring this more, reaching out, or having a session for yourself, I'm going to list my website below. Please feel free to reach out anytime. I would love to talk to you. Okay, take care.